This is a tutorial for National 5 music students. You'll need a pen and paper and to take notes all the way through. At the end of the tutorial, please type up your notes or photograph them and upload them to me on Teams, thank you. The concepts that we're going to cover in this tutorial are, for National 5, Celtic Rock, grace notes and chorus, and then we're going to revise Distortion and compound time from National 4, and bagpipes, strings, repetition, drum kit, electric guitar and drum fill from National 3. Please can you write down a list of those concepts with your name and date at the top of your work, and then enjoy listening to this extract of music. So please write down Celtic Rock as a title. This concept for National 5 is a fusion of traditional Celtic folk elements fused with rock. So you should be quite confident now identifying traditional Scottish music. You'll identify traditional Scottish music by listening carefully to the traditional instruments like the fiddle, the bagpipes, the tin whistle, the clarsach, the bodhrán, the accordion. And you'll be confident identifying rock music because of the electric guitars and the drum kits and the driving rhythms. Well, Celtic Rock is a fusion of both those elements. So as you could hear, the prominent solo instrument in this piece of music were the bagpipes. So that's traditional. Bagpipes are a traditional folk instrument. But you've got the driving drum rhythms and other elements of rock fused together to create Celtic Rock. So have a listen to the beginning again and see how many different instruments you can identify. Which ones are traditional, that would relate to traditional folk instruments, and which ones are modern. So the Celtic elements, or the folk elements that I identified there, were the bagpipes, and the tenor and the bass drums reminded me of the drums that you might hear in a pipe band, and also the snare drum. And then other instruments that I could hear were strings, and you wouldn't necessarily hear strings like that played in traditional folk music. So that was like a modern addition. And as the music progresses, we hear more and more of the influences of rock. Take this example. So this is later on in the extracts where we hear electric guitars played with distortion and also quite a large drum kit. Sounds like it's got a double kick pedal, really driving the rhythms forward, and it's really noisy, slightly aggressive sounding, really exciting. Have a listen to that extract again. So we've heard elements of the traditional like bagpipes and tenor and bass drums, and we've also heard electric guitars with distortion and drum kits. So this is a classic example of Celtic rock. Let's have a listen now to some drum fills. So you normally hear drum fills at the ends of phrases or just before they're about to play their main riff. They might start with a fill as a kind of, wow, look at me, I'm just about to join in with everyone. So a drum fill is like a decoration of their normal riff. Usually they move around the entire drum kit using cymbals and drums with lots of fast notes as a kind of, wow, a new section is about to start. Wow, I'm just about to play. Wow, this is the end of a phrase. It's a decorated, rhythmic, showy-offy section. That's a drum fill. Have one more listen so that you are confident identifying it in this section. So how would you describe the time signature of this piece? Is it simple time, which would be a beat that equally divides into two, or would it be in compound time where the beat divides into three? Have another listen. So this music is actually in compound time where the beat divides into three. If you listen to that section again, the beat is quite fast, but try and subdivide it into three. You could think of the word lemonade, 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 and you can see how that fits over the music. If you try going 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and it doesn't fit, you know the music is in compound time. And in that section, the bagpipes were playing lots and lots of grace notes. So it's important you understand the National 5 concept as a grace note, which is an ornament, and they are super, super quick. They're so quick, they're almost like flicks. A grace note is a type of ornament played really quickly, and some people describe it as a crush note before the main note of the melody. So listen again, and this time, now that you understand we're in compound time, just focus on the bagpipes and see how many of those quick crushed notes that we call grace notes that you can hear. So you're used to hearing fiddles in Scottish folk music, where the fiddle is usually playing the main melody and there's instruments accompanying the fiddle. But it's unlikely that you hear a whole string section kind of backing a solo fiddler. You might have some guitars and maybe another fiddle, but it's not a big string section like you might hear in this music, which is kind of a modern addition. So have a listen to this section, and behind the main melody played by the bagpipes, see if you can hear the string section playing. They're playing a melody that sounds something like da 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 da. So listen to the extract and see if you can pick out ba 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 ba. That is played by a string section. Now I know that this music was arranged, mixed and mastered in a studio, and it's not really live musicians, but that's a string section there played in by a synthesizer. And that is another modern addition, because you wouldn't hear a string section like that playing in a traditional Scottish or Irish piece of music. So next, let's have a look at repetition. This is a revision of a National 3 concept, but where we get a repeating pattern. So you can probably tell I went back to that extract which used the distorted electric guitars, and this repetition is really the riffs that they're playing. Riff is another word for ostinato, which means repeating pattern anyway. So the repeating patterns in the electric guitar are really similar to riffs that you would hear in rock music. So that is another modern rock element. So there is just one concept that we need to cover now, and that is chorus. Now, chorus can have two meanings, which makes it confusing. So you need to write chorus down and write down meaning one, the section of a song with repeating music and words. Okay, so like inverse chorus structure, we talk about a chorus as having repeating words and music. And every time you hear the chorus, it's the same music and the same words. But a chorus can also be, so write down chorus number 2, a group of singers and music written for a group of singers. And you can hear in this piece that there are singers, even though you can't really hear any words. But there is a group of singers, a chorus, providing extra drama to this music. So have another listen to the whole of the extract and listen out for the chorus this time. And just to recap all the concepts that we've covered, that's Celtic rock, bagpipes, grace notes, string section, repetition, drum kit, distortion, electric guitar, chorus, drum fill, and compound time. So listen to the extract once more, and don't forget to upload your notes onto Teams for me so I can feed back. Thank you.